It's my pleasure to welcome in a person whose work I've followed for years and years. We've done this many, many times. And an article that we kind of played off of a lot on Monday, a very poignant piece from Terrell of The Athletic. As Kat wrote Monday, in the end, kind of, Drew Brees had nothing left to give. We used the giving tree analogy, right? It was almost exactly like that book where in the end, he's just a stump. He literally left it all on the field. First of all, Kat, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for writing that article because I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Sat there agonizing over it for like an hour. You don't get many of those moments to write about the ending of this amazing career, and covered Drew Brees for on and off since 2012. Not as long as some of my coworkers, but a long time. So it's definitely weird to see this all come to an end. Likely. I mean, there's a chance, he pulls a Brett Favre, but I doubt it.
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because you talk about have nothing left to give, and then yesterday some new information came to light. I don't even think that's metaphorical, Kat. There were injuries that we didn't even know about this year. Like his body truly had nothing left to give at the end of this year.
Yeah, that Instagram post by his wife, I didn't actually see it. I just saw it summarized, and I did not know he had a foot injury. That kind of injury is what knocked Jimmy Graham out for at least a game 7 years ago. The torn plantar fascia. I thought that Jimmy Graham didn't play on it, but maybe he did. But yeah, that's incredible. I mean, for a second when I read that, all the broken ribs, the foot injury, and the torn rotator cuff, which seems almost impossible, I thought, I wonder, does that mean does he try to get healthy and comes back? But then I thought, there's no way his wife would allow that to happen with the possibility of all that happening again. But yeah, I mean, it just shows you that guy wanted the happy ending so badly, and he tried so hard to get there, and it just doesn't work out that way most of the time. I mean, it can't all be John Elway, or I was going to say Peyton Manning, but even Peyton Manning struggled a lot at the end. I mean, they got the ending they wanted, but it wasn't easy to get there. So yeah, it's just crazy to think, and it kind of makes me want to go back and look at how he played early in the season versus how he played later to see how much of a difference that made.
Yeah, the wild part is I felt like he was kind of coming on later, but in the end, first he gave shade, then he gave apples, then he gave his branches, then wood for the house, and in the end, he was just a stump, man. He gave it all to the city. So that's not the only Saints news that's been in the cycle, though, Kat. A lot of Kat's an LSU grad as well, right? So I mean, who better to speak on this? LSU and the Saints kind of at odds yesterday in the Ryan Nielsen drama. I gave my read on the situation outside looking in. What's your read on how this all played out with Ryan Nielsen looking like he was accepting a job with LSU, only then to be blocked by the New Orleans Saints and then given a new contract and a title?
My sense of it, or guess, or whatever, is that Ryan Nielsen and Coach O are very close. So maybe Coach O thought it was a foregone conclusion that he would come over there, and didn't call Sean Payton to talk about it, which is, I guess considered a courtesy thing. And I guess between that and the language of the contract, it caused some hard feelings, and the Saints, were just like, it's not going to happen. So then that puts you into a super awkward situation because Nielsen, I guess, can't do anything about it. I mean, if a team blocks you leaving, which is crazy that's how it works in the NFL, but I mean, they can.
Yeah.
There's not much he can do about it, but I mean, that's why he got the, promotion to assistant head coach, because you can't just do that and then not give him anything at all. I mean, then you're just going to have a disgruntled employee on your hands. So a new extension and promotion, I guess, helps smooth the waters. But I mean, that is such an awkward situation. I think Peyton just, I guess for them, they just felt like it was a courtesy thing. I'm not sure. I mean, I can't speak for him right now, but that's my guess. And now it kind of puts LSU in a position where they're going to have to scramble to find someone.
Yeah.
So not great all around. And I know LSU fans, after everything they went through this year, they're like, oh my God, like, can we please just move on and find a defensive coordinator that can run a defense from this decade?
Bo
So,
Pelini. He's still out there.
yeah.
He's available, right? I mean, no. Let's chill.
Yeah, let's just bring bring Malvito back. That's my nickname.
Yes, run it back. Oh my God. I don't know. Hopefully, look, they have talent, right? At this point, I think you just take a chance on a guy. Like, I mean, I don't know why. Don't go retread. Take a chance on some version of a young up and comer. And if it fails, it fails. It is what it is. In terms of the Saints, Kat, do you think that the departure of Dan Campbell, now Aaron Glenn going to be the coordinator, Terry Fontenot, the new Atlanta Falcons GM, do you think that played into Sean Payton's decision-making in blocking Ryan Nielsen?
No, I don't think so. I think that was a separate thing. I mean, I think you don't want to lose Ryan Nielsen. I mean, he's an extremely talented coach, and the players like him a lot. He's he's good at finding these guys too. I mean, I think that he was specifically responsible for going to find Shy Tuttle. I mean, we don't want to lose a guy like that, but I'm sure there is some sense of like, where is everyone going? I mean, we knew this could happen. All signs pointed towards this dismantling of the team happening eventually, but now it's kind of like probably hitting them. Like, we're going to have an entirely new team, staff, everything 2021, and it's just odd. But no, I think it was just a separate situation.
Yeah, so like you said, it's not just the front office and the staff that's going to undergo huge changes offseason. We think the personnel on the team will as well. And one of those positions would be quarterback. We're going to do a salary cap deep dive tomorrow because I think there's a lot to parse through. But when you look at the Saints' options at quarterback, are they players for any of the names that could potentially come available in this offseason? Or due to financials and other reasons, is it really just going to be basically Taysom or Jameis competing for that spot?
I don't think so. And just like a quick recap of the salary cap situation there, is that Drew Brees is going to cost $22 million when he's not on the team. Taysom Hill is going to cost $16 million. Now you can extend Taysom Hill, but that gets tricky because how are you going to extend him? Are you extending him as a starting quarterback? Or are you extending him as a role player? So that's a whole new thing. So we're already devoting not the best at math here, but we're talking $38 million already to two quarterbacks on the roster. So then your third quarterback has got to be either some new draft or someone that comes cheap like Jameis. I mean, you can't go out and get a Matthew Stafford, or else you're going to have half your salary cap devoted to quarterback. It just can't happen, especially with the weird salary cap situation that's about to happen. So maybe they convince Jameis to sign cheap for another year and promise him, hey, it's actually a true competition in training camp. That is what I wonder. I wonder if he knew that it actually wasn't going into training camp and was okay with that, or if he didn't really get the whole sense of that. I mean, that's going to be intriguing to see what he does in the off season. But man, I really would love it to be a true competition. I mean, I felt like Winston was like the only quarterback on the field, but only two played the other night. But Winston came in and threw that great pass and like energized the offense, and you kind of thought, oh man, what if he had more plays? Could that have changed things? So I would like to see a competition this summer, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not.
So do you think that you saw enough from Winston at like camp and stuff last year to think that he really could be a viable starter for the Saints?
You know, what I got to see at camp, I was at almost every practice, even though it was like a weird situation where there weren't a lot of reporters let in. I thought Winston had the better camp. So coming out of camp, I was convinced he was the backup quarterback, and then I spent all this time second-guessing myself. Well, why is Taysom the backup? Did I not see what I thought I saw? And then it came out that Peyton had promised Taysom the opportunity to be the backup basically no matter what, and it all made sense to me. But I thought Winston was more impressive in training camp. He has the better arm, but we already know that he's got a great arm. It's always been about the decision-making. And, yeah, I mean, there was some of that too, the questionable decision-making. But he and Hill had an up and down camp, but I thought overall he looked like he should have been the backup. So to me, if he probably deserves a chance. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we've seen a lot of what Winston can do, and he is who he is, but it would be interesting to see what he looks like under Sean Payton full time. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued by that, but maybe it's because we've already seen Hill, and I'm like, okay, now let's see the other guy. But yeah, sure, I thought he looked okay enough to at least deserve that chance.
Okay, very interesting stuff. We'll see as this offseason goes on. Kat, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thank you for all the incredible work you do over there at The Athletic. If you don't subscribe to The Athletic, you absolutely should, dude. It's super affordable. There's no ads, no BS. Just really talented writers like Kat over there. She's on Twitter at @Kat_Terrell. Kat, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on, as always.
Yes, absolutely. All right, closing out hour number 2 when we get back here on Off the Bench. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, go ahead and like and subscribe below. You want more great Saints content? We got it all here on Off the Bench Overtime. Check out these other videos, share with your friends, and let's grow the Who Dat Nation together. Who Dat?